Our classic industrial blower is pictured here is the blower that most everyone is familiar with when they talk about an Air Systems industrial blower. The ergonomic design of this particular blower has got a single point lifting handle, and the exterior of the intake housing rubs against the worker's leg when lifted and tried to be carried from one location to the next. The unit weight of that particular blower is 5 pounds heavier than our new designed tubular frame, which we're going to look at now. The new tubular framed industrial blower, as you see pictured now, is, while it's designed to be handled by two people, it can easily be lifted and balanced with one individual, thus reducing any leg issues whatsoever with regards to transport, carrying, and replacement of the blower on the job site. The 5 pounds lighter makes a significant difference if you've got to move this unit from any one location to another location that requires a tremendous amount of distance. As always, both blowers are and proudly built in the United States. Short of that, we appreciate your patronage so very much. Thank you for buying our product, and we look forward to being able to see you again shortly.
Air Systems International is continuously making product and technology advances and improvements to our product line. We're talking today specifically about our new industrial blower packages. The industrial blower packages have been a mainstay in the industry for over 2 decades. Everybody's accustomed to seeing the second generation of our standard normal industrial ventilator. Our blowers that you see here, this one happens to be a SVB-E8, it's our electric blower, has been the mainstay for a variety of different applications, including confined space ventilation. This particular product has served the industry very, very well. As you can see, it's made out of steel. That steel is formed and bent and then welded into the configuration that you see here. The yellow polyester powder-coated paint adds longevity to the actual appearance of the blower. The deck assembly, which is actually a separate piece from the intake and exhaust housing assembly, is made of the same material. We also have finger guards that are made out of expanded steel wire, and it's placed in position here so that debris and fingers and things like that can't enter into the blower when the blower's functioning. The frame assembly has done very well. The single handle that you see at the top is the lifting mechanism, and it's designed in the center of the blower to maintain as close to an equilibrium of balance when the blower is being lifted and transported. From this height, it requires actually 2 hands to lift it, unless you're a gorilla and have the biceps to be able to make that happen. We do have the standard totally enclosed fan-cooled electric motor on this unit. That adds to longevity of the motor assembly itself. It is a continuous duty rated electric motor, and we do offer the GFI cord as a standard piece of the equipment. That enables the worker to be protected against any possible electrical hazards when being used in the field. The new design blower, as you can see, it's very obvious that the two, while they perform the same function, look dramatically different. We have gone with a tubular frame on our new industrial product line, so everything from the standard electric blower that you see here, the gas, the 2-speed, the pneumatic, every one of our industrial blowers is going to be mounted on this frame. This frame is tubular steel. It is polyester powder coated as well. It lends itself to protect everything that's sitting inside of it. So it acts as a roll cage, if you will, a housing. That added level of protection helps the blower's longevity when it's actually in the field being used and tossed in the back of a truck and transported from job site to job site. We also have now a new housing assembly. The intake and exhaust housing assembly is made out of lightweight, durable polyethylene. This polyethylene housing, because it is rotationally molded, has no seams in it, so the structural integrity is significant. The polyethylene finger guards are an added feature as well. No rust whatsoever out of any of this housing assembly. The fact that we're able to mold this cuts down on the angles that the air has to travel through. We've actually increased our flow capacity, which is the amount of air volume that's moved through the blower, by 10% over the old style blower. So that's certainly a product improvement. More air, the better off from a ventilation standpoint. The unitized frame assembly, being one piece as it is, lends itself very nicely to having the continuous duty, totally enclosed, fan-cooled electric motor, as well as the gas and the 2 speeds and all the other motor varieties that we can offer on this, the explosion proof, to an added level of protection. We still have the GFI cord assembly as a standard offering. It's not an option. You get it whether you'd like to see that or not. We do have the same foot pads, the rubber foot pads on the bottom that we had on the original. This allows you to set the blower down on a variety of different surfaces within a plant application or within in the field application, and keeps the blower steady and in its place. It won't creep and walk on you. The lifting of this ergonomically is absolutely fantastic. One person can lift and move it easily. The weight reduction between this blower and this blower across the entire new line is at least 5 pounds. We're getting as much as 8 pounds in some of the other units because we don't have to configure the mounting surfaces differently to accommodate the different motors that can, and engines that can be placed on this particular frame assembly. From that standpoint, we have continued to make the improvements far and beyond what are the obvious. The transition that we have made going from this blower to this blower, we've actually gotten a reduction in noise volume. The noise volume is significantly reduced in that we've changed the resonance of the housing assembly alone. The metal housing seemed to be able to resonate the sound better than the polyethylene. The polyethylene housing seems to deaden the noise and change the pitch of it. You'll be able to hear it here in just a second. I'm going to plug it up and turn it on, and we think that the perception of the sound difference is significant. I'm going to run the standard one, the metal one that you're accustomed to seeing, so you can actually hear what it sounds like. You can hear the difference in the pitch and that type of thing. Okay, now we're going to make the transition over to the new unit, and you'll be able to hear a reduction in the actual. You can actually tell I'm not speaking anywhere near as loud. I'm about 3 feet away from both of the exhausts on these things. You can hear the difference. It's a different type of sound. So that reduction also helps the worker from a safety standpoint. While all of these product improvements from a technology standpoint and a safety standpoint are extremely important, one of the things we don't want to neglect to mention is the fact that OSHA requires by regulation all these types of products have to have third-party independent testing approval. All of our ventilation products throughout the entire line retain and maintain those approvals. We have UL, we have CSA, and we have CE approval on our blower products. That said, you have everything that you need in order to operate and conduct your business in the safest possible fashion. We thank you so very much for frequenting our websites. We also thank you so very much for your product purchases. Until the next time we have an opportunity to talk with you, We look forward to it, and once again, thanks from Air Systems International.